it's Mommy Tang. What's up, Tang Gang? What is that, Mommy Tang? Grass? What is that? Weed? Peekaboo! I see you! These are chives, okay? Korean chives are a little thinner. I think these are Chinese chives. I don't know, but in America, this is how chives kind of look like. They're a little bit bigger and thinner, almost like grass, you know? But I think Korean chives are more round and, you know, but this is all I could find right now. So this recipe is all about chives, okay? Because I love chives. Chives is like almost like green scallion, but it has more garlicky taste to it. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to make a recipe out of these. It's called BUCHUJEON. Buchu is chive. Jeon means pancake. Are you ready? Now, this recipe is super easy, okay? It's not even a recipe really, but a lot of Koreans love this because this is good for you. And this is, you know, like seriously, what kind of recipe calls for this much chives and you eat it all in one setting, you know? Only Koreans. Never mind, I take that back. I'm sure there are other recipes out there in the world that require a lot of chives. Just gonna cut them. Do your measurement, okay? You're going to put them in a bowl. Okay, like so. Nothing special. And the trick to this recipe, I think, is to be patient, because you can't really cook this on a high heat nor on a low heat. You gotta be like medium, but you gotta be patient, you know what I mean? Because if you do it too high, it'll burn. And if you do it too low, it's just like pancake. Okay. Now, some people put seafood in here. Some people put egg in here. Some people do a lot of stuff. There's no limit. I'm just gonna show you how to do it very simple, because this is the way I like to eat my chive pancake. Very little bit, okay? Regular flour. You could use brown flour if you think that's the only option, that, you know, if that's what you like, you know. Just mix it around like so, okay? You see what's going on, okay? You don't want to overpower the flour. It's almost like just to coat the chives, okay? Let's season it. Garlic powder. Anything I add in here, it's optional. You could pretty much right now just do this and that's it, you know? But let's make it yummy. Some onion powder. Very optional, but it does make it yummy. Some black pepper. And some nooch. If you don't know what that is, Google. If you don't have, don't use it. This doesn't make any difference. It's just nutritional. Yeast. Tell me if I was saying that wrong. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. That's pretty much it. Have the pan medium high. Okay, it can't be low. It can't be too high. It's be medium high. Any oil will do. Any oil that's good for frying, you know. I always have a paper towel just to spread the oil. You know what I mean? And into this, you're going to add some water. You know, people put egg in here just to get them together. Egg, water is fine. Just mix it like so. Just so the flours, you know, be a little bit gooey and they stick to chives. If you want to make this a little bit more special, you could put sesame leaf. I think it's called perilla leaves. You could add in here. You could add kimchi in here. You could add whatever you want. I'm just doing it a simple way because some people can't get to kimchi. Some people don't have perilla leaf, you know. Then we have chives. Chives are really, I think chives are pretty easy to find, don't you think? Chives and flour? I don't know. I think they're easy, you know what I mean? See, look at that. It just becomes kind of like gooey, almost like you made a mistake with the Play-Doh kind of thing. Okay, let's see if it sizzles. Yeah, I guess. And then you're just gonna put it in there. Now, I don't recommend putting so much flour that you don't know if you're eating flour or chive. This is chives pancake. So you want to enjoy the chives. If you don't like chives, then this recipe is probably not for you. The secret to this recipe, okay, is like I say, being patient, okay? Because if you do this, like I said, in a high heat, it's not going to taste right. And you gotta do it kind of flat. Don't make it so thick. This has to be kind of like thin, and make sure all the chives are just kind of like in one layer kind of thing. You know, like that. Spread them around like so. Spread around. You know? Then you can press it around like this. Let's make some sauce. Soy sauce. Some vinegar. Any vinegar will do. You could even use lemon if you want to. Some sugar. Any type of sweetener will do. Gochugaru, Korean hot pepper flakes. If you don't like things spicy, or if you can't find these, which I really think you should look for if you're following my recipe, but if you don't have it, you could skip it. Don't make that much difference. Yeah, well it does, but not really. Ooh. Are we done, Mommy Tang? Of course not! Sesame seeds. Protein, protein, protein. That's pretty much it. That's the dipping sauce. Let's flip this. Let's just hope that I could do this in one flip, because sometimes I can't really flip, you know what I mean? I don't think this will stay, especially if you don't have enough flour in it. Like, I don't think it's gonna hold. Oh my god, oh my god. Knife. And I burnt it a little bit. Oopsie! That's alright. No one's eating except me. But you know what I mean? The reason they're like this is because I didn't put enough oil. You know? If you want to make it more crispy, more juicy kind of thing, you add more oil. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's put some oil in there. See the sizzling sound? As soon as the oil hits it, you're like, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Are you ready to eat? Oh yeah. Do you remember I did a scallion pancake the other day? It's very similar, but this is more chewy. And crispier. No, because scallion actually has a lot of juice, a lot of liquid. This one doesn't. So it's like, if scallion is more wet chewy, this is dry chewy, you know? I sometimes wonder, you know, people that like came up with this original recipe, like kimchi, you know what I mean? It's amazing. Well, people that came up with like ketchup recipe, you know? They're genius people, I think.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Mama wants to play with us and then she goes back inside. Who does that? Who do you think he does that?
A lot of people, when you order this in restaurants, in Korean restaurants, they'll put seafood like squid, oyster, some clam, mussel, like, you know, maybe pre-frozen, whatever. Some people use this raw, but they use that, they put it in here. And I understand why, because this could be pretty plain, you know? And they probably want to kick up the flavor with something. So they start adding all these things. I understand, but I really think key to healthy, key to well-being, healthiness, whatever, is to eat simple. You gotta find pleasure eating simple food, you know? Like for me, when I eat something simple, it's just eating a whole bunch of fruit, like bananas to me. Just plain rice, you know, that's simple for me. some people might find this very, very boring, this dish. But for me, this tastes amazing. If I were to have a pasta dish with Alfredo, the white Alfredo sauce with a whole bunch of meat on top, you know, maybe for appetizer you have fried calamari or something like that, let's say. People eat it like that, right? And then have like big ice cream to finish it. If I eat like that right now, like tomorrow, I think I'll get sick. No? Like to me, this is very heavy. I wouldn't eat this and say, oh, I had a light meal. To me, this is heavy. But for some, this is like, you can't eat that. That sounds so boring. And on top of that, that sounds so bland. And that sounds so too simple. I need something crazy, like crazy, extraordinary or something. You know what I mean? But to me, this is very, and I think a lot of vegans find it like that. Once you go vegan, simple food becomes normal. And food like this become like extra. Oh, good. This is very satisfying. Like, do you see how much chive I'm eating? You know, with kimchi, a little bit of fat, a little bit of protein. You know, I'm sweating. Every time I eat something good, I sweat. I think the struggle for a lot of the mukbangers, unless you're like, I don't know, some mukbangers out there, they eat so much and they don't gain any weight. And I think that's not normal. They're probably hiding something, or something's different, you know, the way they're born, they're a little different, you know, they're not normal, you know? A lot of people quit doing mukbang, or they want to quit, or they start gaining weight doing mukbang. But they can't quit because now it's their income, you know? Obviously, you should do YouTube or something like that, doing mukbang. It's, you know, if you monetize your video, that's like, you know, part of what you do. So it's probably hard for them to quit. The menu can't be always same. You can't always eat the same. Who's gonna watch you eat something like same every day? Who's gonna watch you like eat something boring, you know? I don't know. I'm full. You don't, in Korea, they actually eat this with soju. Soju is Korean liquor, you know? It's like almost like a shot of vodka or something like that, Korean vodka. They eat this. They drink beer with it, you know? I guess you could, beer or wine. People ask me, do you drink mommytang? You know, when I go to weddings and, you know, when I go with my friends and they're, you know, or I go out with Daddy Tang on a romantic dinner, yeah, you know, cup of wine won't hurt me. I do eat it, but I don't drink to get like drunk, you know? That's not me. So that was a simple recipe for you today. Nothing crazy, nothing new. Guys, I can't be funny all the time, okay? I can't be... Believe it or not, some people actually miss this side of me. Me being just kind of boring. Some people miss that. They're like, Mommy Tang, we miss you being boring. All right, here it is. You know, once in a while you get boring videos too. But it's a good recipe. You know, try this recipe. It might be boring, Mommy, but good recipe. I'll see you later. I forgot to bring water. Oh God. Oops.